What if I told you that out there, somewhere in the depths of the universe, there could be a civilization so advanced, so far beyond our comprehension, that they've built structures capable of harnessing the energy of entire stars? These hypothetical megastructures, called Dyson spheres, are not just the stuff of science fiction, they are a real concept, proposed by physicist Freeman Dyson in 1960. The idea is as bold as it is fascinating: a star completely surrounded by an artificial structure, absorbing its energy to fuel the needs of an incredibly advanced civilization. Think about that for a moment. An entire star's worth of energy, captured and controlled. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? This concept has inspired decades of speculation, curiosity, and even scientific investigation. The reasoning goes like this: if such a civilization exists, and if they've managed to construct such a structure, we might be able to detect it. The key would be in the waste heat. Any structure that captures a star's energy would also radiate some of it away as heat, particularly in the form of infrared radiation. This is because no energy harnessing system is perfectly efficient, and that waste heat could theoretically be spotted by the right instruments here on Earth. And this is where NASA's WISE telescope comes into the picture. The Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, launched in 2009, was designed to map the sky in infrared wavelengths, providing astronomers with a powerful tool to study everything from distant galaxies to nearby asteroids. It was later renamed NEOWISE in 2013, after being repurposed to track near-Earth objects. But even in its earlier mission, WISE was gathering an immense amount of data that some scientists believe could contain clues to the existence of Dyson spheres. Earlier this year, a research group called Project Hephaistos made headlines when they published a paper claiming to have detected 7 unusual objects in the WISE data. These objects, they said, exhibited infrared signatures that could potentially indicate the presence of Dyson spheres. The objects in question were red dwarfs, small and relatively cool stars that make up the bulk of the stars in our galaxy. What made these red dwarfs interesting, however, was that they seemed to have an infrared glow that didn't match anything we'd expect from normal stars. This unusual glow was tantalizing. Could it be evidence of alien megastructures capturing the energy of these stars? The scientific community was intrigued. Could this really be it? Could we finally be on the verge of detecting the first signs of an advanced alien civilization? The discovery sparked widespread excitement. For many, it seemed like the moment we've all been waiting for. The moment when we find definitive proof that we are not alone in the universe. But then came the skeptics. And one of the loudest voices among them was Andrew Blaine, an astronomer from the University of Leicester and a member of the original WISE team. Blaine, who has spent years studying data from the WISE mission, wasn't convinced that these signals were from Dyson spheres. In fact, he found the whole idea more than a little problematic. Blaine's issue wasn't with the concept of Dyson spheres themselves. After all, the idea is theoretically sound. His problem was with the interpretation of the data. According to Blaine, what Project Hephaistos had detected wasn't evidence of alien megastructures at all. Instead, he believed that the unusual infrared signatures were coming from something far more familiar, though no less fascinating: hot dogs. Now, before you get too excited, hot dogs have nothing to do with food. The term stands for hot dust obscured galaxies, and they're some of the most powerful galaxies in the universe. These galaxies are home to supermassive black holes that are devouring enormous amounts of matter, causing them to emit vast quantities of energy. But here's the catch: these galaxies are so enshrouded in dust that they're nearly invisible in visible light. However, in the infrared spectrum, they shine brightly. Blaine's theory is that what we're seeing in the WISE data are not Dyson spheres, but hot dogs, these distant, dust-enshrouded galaxies hiding behind the stars that Project Hephaistos was studying. The reason they show up in infrared is because the dust surrounding these galaxies allows infrared light to pass through while blocking visible light, making them glow in the infrared, in much the same way we'd expect from a Dyson sphere. According to Blaine, the odds of these objects being hot dogs are far greater than the odds of them being alien megastructures. In fact, he argues that the number of hot dogs in any given patch of sky is just right to explain the 7 infrared sources detected by Project Hephaestus. It's entirely plausible, he says, that these hot dogs are simply lined up behind the stars in question, creating the illusion of a Dyson sphere-like infrared signature. This isn't the first time that WISE has detected hot dogs either. In fact, WISE was responsible for discovering the first known hot dog galaxy, W2246-0526, back in 2015. At the time, this galaxy was hailed as the most luminous galaxy ever discovered, producing more light than any other known galaxy, despite being so heavily shrouded in dust that it's completely invisible in optical wavelengths. Since then, astronomers have discovered more hot dogs, and they've come to realize that these galaxies are not only incredibly powerful, but also incredibly rare, making up only a tiny fraction of all galaxies. Blaine's point is that these hot dogs are far more likely to be responsible for the infrared signals than Dyson spheres. He points out that the sheer number of stars surveyed by WISE, millions of them, makes it almost inevitable that some of them would have hot dog galaxies lurking behind them, especially given how rare and distant these galaxies are. And because these galaxies are so bright in the infrared, they could easily be mistaken for something more exotic, like a Dyson sphere. Blaine's skepticism doesn't stop there. He's also critical of the assumption that any infrared anomaly should automatically be attributed to a Dyson sphere. As he points out, there are countless other possible explanations for unusual infrared signatures, from dust clouds to gas giants to black holes. In fact, the universe is full of objects that emit infrared radiation, and many of them are far more common than Dyson spheres. So, is Blaine right? Are these mysterious infrared objects just distant galaxies masquerading as alien megastructures? Or is there still a chance that we've detected something truly extraordinary? For now, the answer remains unclear. While Blaine's argument is persuasive, the possibility of Dyson spheres can't be entirely ruled out, at least not yet. One thing is certain, though: even if these objects aren't Dyson spheres, they're still incredibly valuable to science. As Blaine himself points out, these hot dog galaxies are rare and poorly understood. Studying them in more detail could help astronomers learn more about the nature of galaxies, black holes, and the evolution of the universe. And the fact that they're lined up with stars makes them even more interesting, as it provides a unique opportunity to study them in ways that wouldn't otherwise be possible. But let's not give up on the dream of Dyson spheres just yet. While Blaine is skeptical, the idea of advanced alien civilizations using stars to power their technology is still a compelling one. In fact, the very possibility of Dyson spheres has inspired countless researchers to continue searching for signs of extraterrestrial life, using everything from radio telescopes to space-based observatories. And who knows, maybe one day we will find definitive proof of a Dyson sphere, whether it's in the data from WISE or some other future mission. After all, the universe is a vast and mysterious place, full of wonders that we can only begin to imagine. If there's one thing we've learned from the history of science, it's that the universe has a way of surprising us, often in ways we could never have predicted. So, while the search for Dyson spheres might have hit a bump in the road, the journey is far from over. Whether it's through the study of hot dog galaxies or the continued hunt for alien megastructures, scientists will keep looking for answers to the fundamental questions that have fascinated humanity for centuries. Are we alone in the universe? And if not, what kinds of civilizations might be out there, hidden among the stars, waiting to be discovered? In the end, whether these signals turn out to be Dyson spheres or distant galaxies, the search itself is a testament to humanity's unending curiosity and desire to explore the cosmos. Every discovery, every mystery brings us one step closer to understanding our place in the universe.